Jennifer Jones.
Oh, hi, I'm Jeff Jones.
Nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Joey's dad, right?
Yes.
Cool. So I know you already filled out the evaluation form, but let's talk a little bit about confidentiality. Everything that we talk about here will remain confidential. There are a few cases, though, where confidentiality must be broken. Those are in cases where there's a suspicion of child abuse or if Joey might cause self-harm or harm to others. But those are the few cases. Does that make sense?
It does, but if you evaluate that Joey is a danger to himself or to others, would we be involved in the decisions for what happens next?
Yes, you
Okay.
would. We'd inform you of that.
Okay.
So let's start with concerns that you have about Joey.
Well, he's a really good kid. He just doesn't engage school well. We feel like he's a very intelligent boy, but he doesn't get good grades. He really doesn't want to go to school all that much. We have to drag him out of bed every day and shove him onto the bus, and he's never that excited to go, whether it's first day, the last day, Halloween. It just doesn't matter. He just doesn't care.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about his lack of desire to go to school.
Well, I think he's a really creative kid. Certainly he's an intelligent kid. He'll make things in the backyard. He made a bow and arrow out of plastic tubing that actually works, and
Okay.
he's dragged his shouldn't say dragged. He used a three-wheeler that he motivates with a pedal, and took his cousins riding on by attaching a board to the back of that, and so he shows a lot of signs of intelligence and creativity. But when it comes to going to school, getting through book learning, and getting good grades, he just isn't interested.
Okay, so it does sound like he's quite the problem solver.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
What do his teachers seem to say? Like, what do they say about his schoolwork or about his grades?
Well, they feel like there's a lot more there to be had too, a lot more potential. Like he could really rock it, but he just doesn't have that drive. He doesn't have that drive to do homework. We've had tutors for him and so forth to try to help pull him forward, but it never seems like he engages enough to really reach the next level and take off on his own.
Okay. Thinking about other factors in school, not just homework and that drive, do you know, what's his social life like at school? How many friends does he have over?
Well, he seems to have a pretty small circle of friends. They're a pretty tight group. There are 2 or 3 kids who come over, and they'll skateboard, all evening and into the night under the street light, and they'll do things in the backyard, and they're really active, play volleyball and bounce around on the trampoline and all that. But it's a pretty small circle of friends.
Okay. So it's a small circle of friends. They do a lot together. Has Joey ever expressed any instances of bullying at school?
He has not, but he's not the most forthcoming kid either. So we've seen no signs, but I'm not sure he'd say it if so.
Okay. So no instances that you know of bullying, small group of friends, but still they do a lot together. My next question, when he misses school, you said he misses frequently. Is there a medical issue going on? Anything that causes him to miss?
Well, he'll claim to be sick. He'll have a stomach ache or have a headache or something like that. It's really hard to gauge those things where there's, no fever, no vomiting or anything like that. He just claims to be sick in a benign way.
Okay. In your evaluation, you said that he has 2 siblings, older, younger.
They're both older. He has an older brother and an older sister.
Okay. How are his relationships with those 2 siblings?
They all take care of each other pretty well. They're good. Now certainly he's the youngest, so probably he was overshadowed to some degree when he was younger, and they may have made decisions for him and all that sort of stuff. But they get along well. They have a small band that they sometimes play together. In fact, they'll just pick up their instruments and start playing a rock song in our house often.
Okay. So he seems to get along well with his siblings.
Yep.
What about, have you noticed any certain behaviors that, or emotional going on that might trigger, like, oh, I know Joey's not going to want to go to school today, or anything out of the ordinary?
Never the night before. It's always the morning of that we go to dynamite him out of his bed, and I don't feel good. And what's wrong? Stomach hurts. We try to get him through breakfast, and he just insists that he's not well.
So, from what I've gathered from our conversation, is that Joey's a rather intelligent kid, at least from what you've seen in the backyard.
Yep.
He has trouble waking up, going to school. He does have a small group of friends,
Mhm.
and he gets along well with his siblings. But just grades obviously are not doing very well because he's not going to school. Does that sound about
Part of
right?
it, he's not going to school, and when he is there, he doesn't engage very well.
He's not
It seems.
engaged.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you taking time out of your day to let me know what you're seeing from your side of things.
Mhm.
When I sit down and talk to Joey, I will see what his impression of things are and see where we can go from there.
So is that the next step? You'll talk to Joey?
Yeah, we'll have a conversation with him.
All right. Thank you.
I do appreciate you taking time today.
Thank you.